Hello, so here we are again. I want to talk about the strategy rules. So, there are quite a bit of rules you have to learn before you can trade the strategy, but once you get the hang of it, then it is really easy. Really easy, okay? The easiest strategy that I have found, and I created it myself. Um, but I am using known principles to every beginner trader, okay? And there are two um, indicators that we're also going to use that will help you with the trading, okay? So, as the name stands, we will be using a MACD and a lit timing indicators. Okay, so let's start with the first rule. So the MACD histogram mountain, I call them mountains. Okay, so this is a mountain here and an iceberg. So the red ones I call icebergs and the green ones are mountains. Okay, so the first rule was histogram mountain has to have at least 3 bars for it to be a valid one. Okay, so 3 bars. So this one has 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 bars. You can also use this tool that counts the bars for you, but pretty much anything above 2, so we need 3 bars at least. So as you can see here, there is 3 bars, so this would be valid. But you can see here we only have 1 bar, and here we also only have 2 bars, so those are not valid, and it has to be clean. Okay, the divergence, okay, we use a divergence. So what a divergence is, when we have a low here, a high in a green mountain, then we have the iceberg, red iceberg, and then we proceed with one candle or 1 bar that is green, and we have to wait for the candle to close, okay, so that we confirm the divergence. So we have a higher high on the MACD histogram but a lower low on the price, so that is called a regular divergence, and we only use the regular divergences, we don't use the hidden ones. Okay, so pretty much this is everything that we use. Okay, first of all, I need the timings. So we have, if you type in the indicator here, lit timing by RameFX, you will get these gray boxes here. So this is 1 trading day. I use UTC +2 Riga time. I'm from Latvia. So I pretty much am aligned with the London, okay, with the London's time, pretty much. So for me, I use these boxes here from 10 a.m. till 11 a.m. and from 3 p.m. till 4 p.m. UTC +2 again. And so I will look for this divergence only inside this gray box here. If the divergence happens somewhere outside the box, I don't care about that anymore. I go off the charts and I wait for the next session here, and I wait for the same thing. As you can see here, there are no divergences. Okay, so there's a lower low, there's a lower low, so that's not a divergence. Here also lower low on price and a lower low on the MACD, that is not a divergence. So you just sit out this. You don't trade. If there is no setup, you don't trade. Sometimes there won't be any setups in any of the sessions during the day. Yeah, so there might be days where there are no trades that day, and that's fine. But sometimes there will be one trade a day, so in one session, and we only take one trade per session. If it loses, it loses. If it wins, it wins. Basically like that. That's how I like to trade it, basically. So yeah, let's get back here. So that is it about the divergence. Basically, we enter here on the next candle here. So when this candle, the green bullish bar, closed, we have a confirmed divergence. So I just enter on the next candle open. Stop loss goes below the low here, and I target at least 2 RR. 3 RR is also good. Sometimes it will go till 5 RR, but if you want consistent profits, I would say, like, let's keep it at 3 RR. That seems to always work for me, and it's a good win rate for this RR as well. So let's go back to the rules. So only clean regular divergences. We also already spoke about this. Entry only inside the gray box. You can get the gray boxes with the lead timing indicator, as I said before. Yeah, so one of the mountains in histogram divergence can be outside the box, but only before the box. So I will speak about that right now. So what do I mean by before the box? So if this gray box is the box that I'm talking about, we can have one low here. Okay, I will count that. And if we have one low here on histogram here as well, I will count this one and I will count this one. Okay, this will be okay. If it made a divergence here, let's say if it made like this low here, and this was like this, but this histogram high, I mean a low, would be higher, because right now it is lower. This is on the price, it's lower, and on the histogram it's lower, so it's not a divergence, right? But if it was a divergence, we could have entered here, something like that, if you get the point. Obviously in this case it failed, because I mean it's not even a legit setup, right? We needed the regular divergence, which there is not. So I will try to find a setup where that is actually the case. So let's take a look here. It's going to be very hard to find. You know what, I will take a look here. yeah, on this trade you can see here we have a lower low, a high, a lower low, but on the histogram we have a higher high. So that is where we enter here. Okay, and this is what I mean by one of the mountains in histogram divergence can be outside the box, but only before the box. So where did it go? Yeah. You're right. Yeah, here. Stupid me. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This low can be like that, but only before, like as I spoke before, only before. Yeah, only before. Okay, so let's go next. Entry on MACD cross or first bar closed in different color after divergence on the MACD. Let's see. What I mean by that is, let me take off these drawings. So as I said before, we wait for the divergence here, and I wait for the divergence completed here, right on this green bar. So I enter on the next one, stop loss below the low, and as I said, target, let's say 3RR. And if you want proof that I entered this trade, you can see here today the same trade. This is where I entered. So you can see how easy this is and how simple it is actually. Like we just wait for the 1 hour that we need, and then just wait for the histogram to show me divergence. I wait for the green bar to close, and I just enter. It's that simple. And you can do this 2 times a day on each pair, right? Like you can even trade multiple pairs if you want, but of course it's easier to just stick to one. But yeah, this is an MT4 screenshot. This is where I close the trade. So I had opened 3 positions at the same time. So I got 100 USD, which on the 10K account is 1%. So yeah, I was pretty happy with this. Before I had a trade like this, a short, also a simple setup, MT4 screenshot. This is where I close the trade. As you can see, I don't always wait for the TP. If I see or if I feel like the trade might reverse on me, I will just close it. Or if I get, let's say 1%, I will just close it. It's like in a casino, you have to know when to stop. You know, if you have good amount of money already, just don't be greedy and just close it. And that's actually one of the rules that we were also going to talk about. So let me sip on a coffee. So stop loss maximum 3 to 5 pips. I've seen that the best trades are around 3.5 pips. But sometimes it will go to 5, 6, even 7. Sometimes those big numbered, like 6, 7, 8, they're like 50-50. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it will not work. So you can stick to 3, 4, or 5. You can figure figure it yourself, you know. Or maybe you just don't care and you take all the setups. That's also fine, because the win rate is good anyways, and yeah, it's going to be okay. So we target at least 1 to 2. It's better if you can squeeze out the 1 to 3, sometimes even 1 to 5. So let's go further. So you can also go break even after 1 RR or 10 pips, but that's also optional, because sometimes that price can hit the break even and go back in profit, so you might lose out on some winners if you do this. So you can just backtest yourself and see if it's even worth going break even. So the time frame we use is only 1 minute. 1 minute time frame only. So stop loss at the high or low. Yeah, so I already told you that. That was already said. Stop loss at the low here. Or where was the sell trade? I don't see any sell trades here. So yeah. Anyways, stop loss at the nearest low or the nearest high. What else? So yeah, you have to add spread for shorts. 1 to 2 pips I think is enough. What I mean by this is, if we are buying, we don't really care about the spread because it won't affect you. You can just put it right beneath the low. But if we would be selling, let's say somewhere here, we need to add some buffer here, because that's just how the spread works. When the price comes, it will eat your stop loss. If it's like this, it could come in very, very close to it and drop, but your trade will be closed in a loss. So for shorts, add something 1 to 2 pips I think is enough. What else? So use 0.5 to 1% risk per trade. For prop firms, this is very safe trading this strategy, I think. I currently use 0.5% in my testing right now that I'm doing. So I'm up 2.5% right now on a 10k account, demo account. So I'm just testing the strategy right now. So yep, that's in like 3 trades. I think I had 1 loss at the start, then I had 1 win and another win. So only 3 trades, 1 loss, 2 wins, and I'm up 2.5%. I think that's really good. Only trade 1 trade per session. We already talked about that I think. And it's a good thing to set a win stop. So not only a loss stop, but a win stop. So 1 or 2% a day, I think is good for Forex trading. It's like in gambling, if you go to a casino, you must have a win stop as well, because imagine if you go in with like $100 and you win $1,000, you will lose it if you continue playing. So if you get that 1,000, you go home, right? And it is very similar like that in trading as well. And also mentally, if you won like 1 or 2%, you will feel happy, and you must stay positive if you are manual trading, because psychology, it is very, very important to have a high win rate strategy, I think, for your psychology. So if you get 1 or 2% a day, just close it and be happy. So another one big rule is no trades during red flag news. But what I have seen is the news times don't really apply to these times that we are using when we are trading, because I've been testing this strategy for like 2 weeks now, and I don't think I ever had any major flag news at trading times. I don't know, like I have to check on that, but anyways, no trades during red flag news. So I created this strategy myself. I wanted something simple that is repeatable every day, gives me a lot of setups, has high win rate and a good risk to reward ratio. So I settled on the divergence timing strategy because it met all my expectations. And I have backtested quite a few pairs, metals, indices, forex pairs, crypto, and from what I have seen, GBP USD and AUD USD perform the best for me on this strategy. Euro USD is the worst. Don't trade Euro USD with this strategy. Okay, I personally stick with GBP USD right now. So the overview of this strategy is high win rate around 60% or 70%, depending on the pair and probably the market conditions as well. So good risk to reward ratio, at least 1 to 2. So, and also the strategy is very simple, repeatable every day, good consistency. And it is also very good, I think, for psychology, because you know when to trade, when not to trade, you know how to trade, and everything is rules based. So our goal here is to make as much money as possible, right? I think you will say that as well. So what we have to do that is learn the strategy, take a challenge, get funded, and make money, right? Easier said than done, but if you follow the strategy rules, I think we can all get funded, okay? So use the strategy to make as much money possible. And so remember about compounding. Start small. If you can, take a 5k challenge, get payouts, take another 10k challenge, go from there, okay? Get as much money as possible. So thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.